Hey guys, I know it's been a few months since I've posted. I've just been playing a lot of Minecraft, uh, exploring new ways to play. I'll make a few videos on that, share that with you guys. But today, as you see here, it is me uh, beating an end city. It's about 20 minutes. I'm not sure how much I'll cut out. I think it's pretty cool. So what I wanted to talk about today is what is dignity. Um, it's, it might be super intuitive. What is dignity? So at my job, I work basically like a minimum wage job. It's um, but there's a lot of people who work there who I really respect. I don't want to say any names, but there is one of the managers. He's a male. Um, just like super cool. I respect him so much. And like he's just so dignified. I can't really put my finger on it. Like what about him is so dignifying? Like he's uh I'm probably gonna dox this guy by explaining this. So he's like 60 years old, and you might be like, well, okay, what's he doing working as a manager, like at some stupid job? Like that's clearly, he's not successful because of this. No, like I mean, I don't want to like, okay, um, I guess I've been thinking like, what about this guy is so dignifying, and one of it is that he exudes contentment. Now I don't know if that's the right word. I just heard that word somewhere. I'm not sure if I'm using that correctly. He exhibits. I guess that's a better word. He exhibits contentment. Like he is content. Uh, he he's like that. That's a big thing about dignity. You have to be content to be dignified. If you're not content, well, you could say that's a sin. Coveting, you're sinning. But how do you become content? Like, is there a certain step program to do it? Because if there was, I'm sure everyone would want to do it. It's very hard to kind of put parameters around what is contentment. Uh, Another thing I guess I could say is that he I'm just using him as an example. There's many people I could use, but uh, so he doesn't like. I don't know how you say this. Like he doesn't pity people. He doesn't feel sorry for someone, uh, and that is a very good attribute. It's not. It's a sign of weak character to pity others, to feel bad for others. If you just it really it's like to treat someone with dignity means to not pity someone, not to not feel bad for someone. And that goes for yourself as well, to not feel bad for yourself. I mean, that goes without saying, that's pretty obvious, but that is another big thing. Being content and not pitying others. And it's weird. Oh, there's an Enderman. This really scared me. I was about to die. Fuck, I hate Enderman. Okay, so we got being content. We got not pitying yourself, not pitying others, treating people with respect. So what does it mean to treat someone with respect? Like, in my definition, at least, it means uh, realizing someone else's dignity, and that. Okay, well, I guess that's a circular definition. It's hard to explain, really. It's kind of like I said, like I can't really describe this shit. I guess recognizing that someone is capable of protecting and defending themselves and not having to do that on their behalf, not trying to be a warrior for other people. Uh, but like, and this is kind of hard to kind of explain because of course you want to stand up for others. You don't want to be a coward. You want to do the right thing. But sometimes, and like I said, it's so intuitive that to someone who does not understand this, uh, it's hard to understand. It's hard to explain. But uh, he actually, by uh, by recognizing that people are capable of defending themselves, standing up for themselves, and so on, you are, in a sense, recognizing their dignity, which is the humble approach. And the guy I am explaining, he does that very well. I feel so comfortable around him. Like, I'm able to be myself. I guess that's another point. I guess people being comfortable around you, uh, where someone does not have to look out for you, as in look out for not hurting your feelings, look out for like not having to tiptoe around someone. Like it takes a degree of, well, obviously humility, but strength and contentment and peace. So you want to be comfortable around others. So because people can tell it, like if you're not comfortable around other people, like they can tell, and it's very awkward. And I guess it comes down to like I don't even know, like main character syndrome, where someone uh, thinks like, everyone's looking at me, everyone's talking, like I am the center of the show, everyone is looking at me, and they might think like I'm hella awkward, so I better not say anything or whatnot. And that's what I mean by it takes humility to uh, be comfortable with other people, because you are they are not thinking about you. Uh, and it takes that humility, which I guess. So back to the components of dignity. I guess that's what we should say here. We got being content, being respectful, not pitting others, not pitting yourself. What else? Being comfortable around others, being at peace with yourself. Um, what else? Uh, I guess uh, there's like an unwritten code of etiquette. I guess it's unwritten for a reason, because if it was, oh, I just got really OP leggings there. Do not put on that chest plate. Curse of Binding, Unbreaking 3, Diamond, terrible. I had to throw that out. Uh, but yeah, like there's an unwritten code, um, and it's unwritten because I honestly I can't even say it. That's the thing. It's unwritten. Like like you can't define it. So I'm not even gonna try to define it. But there is an unwritten. What do I mean? I'm sorry. What do I mean by unwritten code? Well, basically uh like it being comfortable around others, and like just following your dharma, as Jay Shetty would put it. I'm kind of rambling right now. I'm sorry. Like okay, following your dharma, your dharma. Sorry, I got a pop filter. Hopefully that will filter that. Uh, what was I gonna say? Yeah, just being in your place in the universe, and being content. I guess that's what it comes back to, being content. But like, what do I mean by this unwritten rule that people follow? Well, it's like this. I don't even know. Like it's this common hive mind. Look at me throwing these not boots, these leggings out. Get out of here. Get out of here. Uh, just like people understand each other. People like there's this uh, rule that people understand. What am I even saying? Whatever. We'll move on. So what else? What else? Serving others, being selfless. That is dignifying. Because like you've kind of it's okay. Being selfless says a couple things, like serving others. First of all, you are content in your own body, and you don't need other people to feel content, because you cannot serve others unless you yourself are in a state of contentment. Uh, so, okay, I was gonna talk about this as well. So, for those who don't know what Okay, I'm sorry, I'm talking kind of fast. Let me just reposition myself. Uh, for those who don't know what cargo culting is, it's a term used to describe when someone does something that other people do in the attempt to achieve the same, I guess, result or status as someone else. The term was coined. I don't even know. It's based on these Pacific Islander, like tribal people uh, who lived next to an airport. I guess it was like a British colonial airport or whatever that would bring in supplies to the island, and the natives could watch as this plane would come down, and there would be like people on the runway. Like, uh, I think it's like they brought cargo, and the plane came, and it's so okay. Anyways, these tribal people thought, well, clearly these people, the plane which brings supplies is coming because these people bring cargo, I guess, and they just assumed like that would make a plane come. So these like tribal people started making their own runways. With, I'm sure I'm butchering this. I think this is how it goes, but they would bring like their own cargo in the attempt to summon a plane to come. Okay, so how does that relate to what I'm talking about here? So I'm listing all these attributes that make someone dignified, uh, such as like being selfless, being content, uh, being, I guess, honest. I didn't even mention that, but being honest is another one. Um, what else? I know I mentioned some others. Well, anyways, um, I'm trying to think of the others. Damn, I don't even know. I forgot what I said. But anyways, I need to remember because I was going to make a point. Shit. Fuck. Uh, so if you want to be dignified yourself, and like you look at someone who is dignified and you're like, damn, I really wish I had that. Like I'm not dignified in my life. I don't like, oh, okay, another one, living in the moment. I should have brought this up before. Cause I'm wrapping up this video. Uh, anyways, living in the moment, all this stuff, like being honest, doing all this stuff, like, you might be like, okay, well, I just gotta do X, Y, and Z. Boom, I'll be dignified. Like I will have dignity. People will respect me, look up to me. Well, like it's not that easy. It's not that simple. You kind of have to do some some soul searching uh, to be dignified. I guess, like, I don't even know. Like I said, there's this unwritten rule that dignified people follow, and okay, you know what? I think I know what I'm trying to say here. Sorry, I'm being very elliptical. I should have made a script. Anyways, being moral, that's another one. So we have, okay, so let's state what we have so far. We have being content, we have being honest, we have being selfless, we have being respectful, we have being moral, and we have being in the moment, present and in the moment, and not taking a single second for granted. Those are the attributes that make someone dignified. And like I'm sure you can think of someone in your life who, I'm going to say it again, exhumes those traits. I don't know if I'm saying that word right. Someone who exhibits, let's just go with that. Someone who exhibits those traits. And you want to be dignified like them. Well, it's hard because if you try to be like them, you're not going to be dignified because you're just cargo culting, and that you can't do it. You have to uncover this on your own. You have to okay, I just went blank for a sec. You have to find your true self, your spirit, your soul, and that means not cargo culting, no matter how tempting it might be. It means it's very hard actually to find your true self. sometimes I like to say like you can't even like find yourself. Like it's either you have it or you've lost it. You can't come back. Because once you do lose your true self, your true north, it's very hard to come back. Anyways, why am I saying pillars of dignity like if you can't simply just implement them into your life? Because that's cargo culting. So why am I saying that? Well, I think they're not as much guides to how to live a dignified life, but they're more like a compass that tells you you're on the right track. If you can do X, Y, and Z, if you can be honest and comfortable around people, and if you can be selfless, don't be selfless. Don't serve others to learn your true self. Do it simply because you're content. Yeah, like that's what I mean by cargo culting. You don't like if you're serving others, but really it's for your own sake. I mean, is that really serving others, or are you getting like a bargain out of that? So, like I said, it's an unwritten rule. I hate that word, rule. It's like an unwritten way of living that you can't define, but you can definitely see it in other people who exhibit that. There's a book. I meant to get this book at Barnes and Noble. How to Be Content. I will definitely get that book. Do a book review. That's a huge thing. Being content. I mean, that's kind of an umbrella term. Like if you're content, it doesn't really matter everything else. I mean, it's all downflow from being content. I was going to say something else. I might just end it here. I don't know if you guys could hear in the background, but I'm listening to, it's called Italy Music Records 1939 Relax/Study 2 Old Aesthetic Sound. It's so good. I love that stuff so much. I love that time period. You know what? That actually kind of ties in another thing I should have said. So your true self, you have to have interests and stuff that is like unique to you. Maybe okay. Be vulnerable with someone. That's another thing. Be vulnerable. Weaponize vulnerability, as I would say. Be like okay. Be goofy, be silly, but be vulnerable with people. That is very dignifying, being vulnerable. And if you put up a defensive wall, like a barrier between yourself and others because you might be scarred from trauma, well, that's not dignifying. And that's what I mean by you can lose it. You can lose your sense of self, but it's very hard to actually gain it or to recover it. So like those people who say like, oh, I'm scarred, I have trauma. Like, do you really? Because that's very serious. And if you really do, you're not going to be as good off as you would if you weren't traumatized. So tread lightly when you say that word. Anyways, I got off work. I thought I might unload. Be vulnerable with people. And you have to like know your true self, because your true self, it shines like a light, but it's not a consuming light. It's actually a very humble light. Sorry, I don't know if I got that across. Like it's a humble light that, and the humblest lights always shine the brightest, but not in the way that you would expect. Very dignifying, being humble and having character. I guess that's another one right there. Character. I'll make a whole new video on this. But you're defined by not what you show to others. You're defined by what others discover about you. I mean, that's a good saying, actually. I didn't even think about that. So yeah, I might just leave it on that. Think about that. If you like this, please subscribe, because I got more coming. Sorry, I know I kind of rambled a little bit in the beginning. I'm trying to stop making scripts because I just come off as so fake, and it just does not sound good. So yeah, please subscribe. And if you like Minecraft, you'll like this channel, because I am going to be posting videos about how to play Minecraft in a way that's actually fun and refreshing.